In the heart of the pixelated realm known as Minecraft, nestled between verdant hills and glimmering beaches, lay the serene village of Coral Cove. It was a quaint place, characterized by its cobblestone paths, wooden cottages, and gardens brimmed with vibrant crops. The villagers had recently discovered a new mod that transformed their ordinary world into an aquatic paradise, complete with crafting mechanics for boats and rafts, and fantastical sea variations of the undead. One sunny afternoon, a dark shadow swept over the village. The peaceful chatter of villagers was drowned out by the ominous creak of wooden planks and the distant crash of waves against a hull. Emerging from the fog-covered sea, adorned in tattered cloth and rusted armor, a fleet of zombie pirates appeared under a swirling dark sky. Their hollow eyes glinted wickedly, and their rotting hands clutched formidable cutlasses. "Prepare to be boarded," bellowed Captain Brian, leading the charge. With a team of menacing sea skeletons, illagers clad in scraps of leather, and even an occasional enderman lurking amidst the chaos, a full-blown siege had begun. The villagers scattered, sprinting for whatever shelters they could find. The once vibrant village dissolved into panic. Among the fleeing villagers were Kira and her younger brother, Max. They found refuge behind the village well, peeking out to take stock of the carnage. "We need to do something, Kira," Max urged, his wide blue eyes filled with determination. "They can't just take our home." Kira inhaled deeply, her mind racing. "We have to fight back. But we can't win with just swords against those creatures. We need boats, those rafts we learned to craft. If we can take it to the sea, we might stand a chance." After the undead marauders pilfered through houses and gardens, the presence they left behind was eerie, the silent aftermath of defeat. But Kira and Max gathered the few villagers brave enough to resist. They rushed to the crafting benches, remnants of years spent harvesting resources. With iron ingots, planks, and durable sails, they quickly pieced together makeshift boats. Gabe, their bearded neighbor, who was more comfortable with a fishing rod than a sword, stepped forward. "I can teach you how to navigate the seas," he said, brandishing his old map. "We'll set out after nightfall, when they're distracted by their plundering." When twilight descended, the group stood ready near the shore. The moon's silver reflection shimmered on the water, casting an ethereal glow. Kira took a deep breath, adrenaline coursing through her veins. "Let's do this." Setting out on their rafts, they paddled quietly, the salty breeze flapping at their cloaks. They crept towards a camp of the zombie pirates, who were gathered around a flickering fire, reveling in their bounty. Cackles echoed through the night as the ghostly crew boasted about their ill-gotten spoils. Gabe expertly maneuvered their raft, inching closer while Kira scanned for possible weaknesses in the pirates' defenses. Suddenly, an eerie silence draped over the beach. The pirates realized they weren't alone. "Fire the cannons!" Captain Brian roared, brandishing an ancient, rune-inscribed sword. He and his crew unleashed a barrage of arrows and skeletal bolts aimed at the group on the raft. The villagers, more accustomed to gathering resources than fighting, hastily swung their swords, deflecting the attacks. In the chaos, Max spotted something. The treasures. If we can sneak in and grab them, we might distract them enough to escape. Kira nodded. It was a risky plan, but desperation gave them courage. Max and Kira leapt off their raft, darting toward the sacks piled high with loot, gold, iron, and rare enchanted weapons gathered from the village. With quick hands, they started gathering items while the other villagers distracted the pirates from the front lines. Get them! Don't let them leave with our spoils! Captain Brian shouted, his rotten voice echoing over the frenzy. As they piled valuables into their bags, Kira suddenly looked up to see an ominous figure looming behind them, a sea variant of a zombie piglin, its golden attire glinting in the moonlight. Adrenaline pulsed through her as she engaged. The villagers behind her fought bravely, but the invading force was relentless. Just as defeat seemed imminent, in a final burst of inspiration, Kira took a leap and swung her sword, striking down the piglin with a surprising speed. They had enough time to grab what they could before retreating back to their raft, the weight of their treasures pulling them down. That's enough, Gabe yelled, thrusting the cracked wooden oars into the water and paddling back furiously. With the wind at their backs, they shot through the waves, the pirate ship rattling in the distance, confused and furious. By dawn, the village stood strong once more. It took days to recover from the attack, but the story of their victory spread like wildfire among the blocks. Together, Kira, Max, and their fellow villagers had not only defended their home, but also uncovered an unexpected fortitude that came from unity and courage. And so, Coral Cove awaited the next adventure, pondering ever deeper mysteries that lay beneath the shimmering blue waves, feeling ready for whatever the pixelated sea could throw at them next.